Hi everyone, welcome to Poetry, Prayer, and Practice. My name is Pastor Laura Hanna, and I am joining you today to facilitate our time together. And today's topic comes from the fact that this past Sunday, March 31st, was Trans Day of Visibility, and because Easter fell on March 31st this year, it didn't seem like we could have all the things happening on one day. So I will be talking a little bit about that date, at least about the advocacy of visibility of trans folks in our midst. And I'm very fortunate to have learned alongside some trans and non-binary folks in seminary, and have really benefited from their ministry and their wisdom. And there's certainly lots of growth area for us all in terms of how we understand what it means to be trans and how to love and show up for folks that are trans, non-binary in ways that are helpful to them. But Pastor Margaret shared with me a liturgy that she came across this past Saturday, and this work is written by a person named Asher O'Callaghan, and did a little research on him, and one article stated that he is the very first out trans ELCA clergy person ordained in the ELCA. And so I want to share this work written by him for you all, and then I also have a prayer in honor of Trans Visibility Day. So here, this work is a riff on the creation narrative, and so I invite you to sit back and listen to the words from Asher. In the beginning, God created day and night. But have you ever seen a sunset? Well, trans and non-binary people are kind of like that. Gorgeous, full of 100 shades of color you can't see in plain daylight or during the night. In the beginning, God created land and sea. Have you ever seen a beach? Well, trans and binary people are kind of like that. Beautiful. A balanced oasis that's not quite like the ocean, not quite like the land. In the beginning, God created birds of the air and fish of the sea. But have you ever seen a flying fish, or a duck, or a puffin that swims and flies, spending lots of time in the water or on the land? Well, trans and non-binary people are kind of like that, full of life. A creative combination of characteristics that blows people's minds. In the beginning, God created male and female. In God's own image, God created them. So in the same way that God created realities in between, outside of, and beyond night and day, land and sea, fish and birds, so God also created people with genders beyond male and female. Trans and non-binary, and agender and intersex, God created us. All different sorts of people, for all different sorts of relationships, created from love to love and be loved. In God's image we live. God is still creating you. You are no less beautiful and wild than a sunset or a beach or a puffin. You are loved. You have a place here. Trans non-binary folks haven't always found a place to belong in our churches. And I'm so thankful to be part of a congregation here at Hennepin that strives to be a place that is welcoming for all people, people of different genders and different sexualities, a place where not only are they welcome, but they are embraced and they are encouraged and into being part of our leadership and fully part of all the rituals of this church. So for all the ways that we see things that are somewhat in between, may we see the beauty of the people in our midst that don't fully fit into the box of gender or sexuality. So as we end our time this afternoon, I want to read a prayer that was written by Jen Wong, and this was written specifically a prayer to honor and a prayer for people that are trans, and also just to mark this day. So I invite you to be present with me in this prayer. God of all creation, your wisdom, your love, and your mystery are boundless. You have many names which are beyond all gender expression. We give you thanks for the gift of diverse gender identity, expression, and sexuality. We acknowledge the times we deny that gift by holding too tightly to expectations of conformity and norms. We have created these divisions and used them against one another. We know this is not your will or your way. Help us to act mercifully and show grace to all of your people, as you have done for us. O mysterious maker of women, men, and all that is in between, outside, and none at all, we come before you today with sorrow in our hearts. We remember those who have lost their lives because they did not conform to their gender roles society expects. We lament at the continued suffering, oppression, rejection, and struggle of our siblings of all gender identities. Grant them strength, support, and love to accept and be accepted who they are. We acknowledge the harm, prejudice, and ignorance has knowingly and unknowingly caused. Help soften our hearts and give us wisdom and understanding that in the sight of God, all are equally beloved simply because of their existence. So open our hearts and minds to embrace and support one another so that they may let their light shine before others by living out the truth. In the name of the one who is beyond all norm, amen. So as we seek to be a people that undo the harm that is caused, may we also be a people that looks to the future to see a future that is bright and beautiful and full of all of God's people. There's much work to be done, and I hope that remembering that Trans Day of Visibility is a way to remind ourselves of the work that needs to be done, and also celebrate the beauty of our trans siblings and persons that we work with, that we are related to, that we're married to, and that we're friends with. So may the rest of your day be one that embraces this question of what is your role in all of this. So may it be so, and may you have a beautiful day, and may you see the beauty in all people. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.